and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty, but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid, and no, I'm not muted today for Friday, the 13th of October, 2023. We got a game in 2 days, and hold on. Okay. All right. We got a game in 2 days. The Detroit Lions go into Tampa to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Mike Evans is good to go, says the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they'll be at full strength, and we'll be playing them. We won't quite be at full strength, but we'll talk about that today. We'll also talk about somebody that popped up on my radar, not on my radar, but it came across my Twitter feed, and we've got to talk about it because I don't know how truthful this is, and I also want to know how you guys feel about it. But before we get started, let me shout out everybody in the chat. What's going on? D-Mac, Robin's Nest, Bucks. Okay, so if you guys weren't here, well, we were on my other channel, which is Lion Syndicate. We did have confirmation. Well, it's kind of mini confirmation. We talked about what were sports and what happened to Adam. Adam said directly from his Twitter feed that he was forced to take it down, that his show was forced to be removed by What Were Sports. My guess is a non-compete clause, and that made him have to take it down. So for those of guys that okay. All right. So we got to talk about that. What's up, Braylon? What's up, Evan? Jonathan? Bonzilla? What's up? So right now we've got, what's up, Eric? Right now we got 18 people at the watch party. I really haven't been pushing it that much. I feel really bad because I've been super busy. I should have started pushing it, so I got to go hard this week. So hopefully we can get that thing going. What's up, Patty? What's up, man? You were right. How come on this channel it alternates between you and some other guy? Well, Jonathan, because this is the equivalent to Woodward Sports. Like I'm trying to build something, and basically what they're doing should have been what we were doing. Meaning, when I say we, people from the city, people who got on YouTube wanting to start something. So what happened, I've been dreaming about doing this, starting a show, getting other creators to kind of contribute. So Nick is a contributor to the show, to the channel. He is live on Tuesdays at 5:00. So his show is called Touchdown Detroit Lions, but it's literally just me and him. David Pike used to be part of it as well, but then he started he got super busy and he couldn't contribute anymore. So we're looking always for creators to help us talk Red Wings, Lions, Pistons, Michigan Wolverines, Spartans, whatever it is. If it has to do with Detroit or Michigan, I'm looking for creators, but they're really, really, really hard to find. And then when you do find them, can they stay committed, especially if they have their own channel? Because like David is going through a lot of stuff, got his channel taken. So before that though, he couldn't do it anymore. So that's that. But him and I are still cool. I just saw him and, so that's what that is. You of Me says, I'm behind. What's up, Dave? What's going on, man? The other guy is good. Give him a shot. Yeah, Nick is cool, man. Wow, that's crazy. They made him do that to his channel. Yeah, well, my opinion is called, I don't know this, but it's probably a non-compete clause where, so basically how it's usually set up is, because I could do that as well with the people that I bring on, but I don't have to do that. I don't need to do that. But what happens is basically when you sign up, my guess is if you work for them, you cannot do any content on your own. If you notice, Easy doesn't really put stuff on his content on his channel. And if it is, it's related to Woodward. So I don't watch either of them. So that's what I guess it is. So what happens usually is there's a certain amount of time. Let's say you signed up. It's not like this, but let's say you signed up for Syndicate Sports Detroit. And in the contract, you signed, there was like a non-compete clause. And it would tell you that if you left the company for a year, you couldn't do anything to compete with the company. Meaning anything sports related, you couldn't. So I don't really know how it's worded for him. I would assume it's a non-compete clause, but he hasn't really talked about it. He just said they made him take it down. So I think one of my eyelashes literally just fell off my eyelid. It's crazy. So that's what that is. Okay, D-Mac, appreciate you. You should start a Patreon. You know what, Ryan? I would. I'm thinking about eventually opening memberships and stuff during the off season. Patreon is hard to tell people to go over there. And then, and I'm a one-man show, so I don't have anybody to control all that stuff. So it's hard. Eric Cooch's thoughts on Tampa Bay, Levante David and Winfield Jr. are dominate in the middle. Yes, Grid, did you watch the St. Brown Brothers episode with David Montgomery? Yes, I did. I thought it was hilarious. Low blow from Woodward Sports, indeed. That's what I was saying, trying like Fox, they try with Tucker Carlson. Yeah. Yep. Does anyone know what actually happened to Adam? Yes, Andrew, I just explained it. That's pretty, okay. That's pretty much what happened. I mean, he probably can't talk about it, so he can't say. But if I had to just spitball something, if you look about it, and I don't want to make this show about Adam because I don't even talk to the dude, but I'll just say this and then we'll move on. From what it looks like, Adam, I don't watch the show, but people watch it. So they come to me asking me, well, have you seen Woodward Sports, blah, blah, blah. Have you seen Adam, what happened to Adam? I'm like, I don't know. I don't watch it. So from what I understand, back in April-ish, somewhere around there, he was there, then he wasn't. So then a week goes by, he puts up that today was his last day. He disappears for the next 2 or 3 months or 4 months, whatever it was. He pops up and he says, I got a show on Monday. It's like Friday. He's like, I'm back. I got a show on Monday. He has a show. He has 1,000 subscribers before he even posts a video. And then he goes live. My opinion is he was killing Woodward. So anyway, competition, man, you can't really have it. Anyway, I'm glad I don't deal with them. They've never asked me to do anything. And if they did, I would not do anything with them. So, yeah. So anyway, let's move on. If you want to know more, I'm sure, I don't think he can talk about it per se, like give you the details. And it doesn't appear that any one of them can talk about it as well. So we'll move on from that. They are not dominant, literally worst run defense in the NFL, plus no non-disclosure agreement. Exactly. So if you have a non-disclosure agreement, there's a certain amount of time, like for instance, there's one built into my network. If you are with the company, you cannot talk about what we do. If you leave the company, you cannot talk about it for a certain amount of time, right? So it's basically to protect yourself and the company from people coming in, taking your secrets and doing that and stuff. So anyway, there we go. Woodward can't compete with anything. I'll never watch their videos. Lion predictions, Jameson Williams breakout game Sunday. I would love that to happen. Laporta is at the facility today. Watched Dan's interview this morning. Yes. Haven't paid any attention to the stats, just all memories. I've seen interviews that David is still balling. I know Winfield is legit and via Veda. I'm not sure if anyone else is injured though. Derek, you need to get if you need help with Patreon, I'm familiar with it. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, because I have to also be able to commit to giving people what they pay for. And that's why I don't have memberships, because I'm so busy, I can't commit to what they pay for. Okay, so let me pull this up real quick, because I need to make sure I have everything I need. Okay, so, I mean, not a ton to talk about. I mean, we have the injury report, which drops at 4. I'll be making a video about that. We talked about Jerry Jeudy yesterday, and then Steve Smith comes out and absolutely destroys him. And I'm not sure that I don't think Brad is looking his way, but I really believe, and I'm going to say this for another week and a half, 2 weeks, that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes are going to make a move at the trade deadline. I think they can compete. All right, so let's do this. What's up, Aaron? What's going on, man? Did you see the Brad Holmes interview? I did. I actually made a video yesterday from it. I've got 2 other segments. I watched Stephen A. Smith. I did watch that. I also watched him talk about J-Mo. I watched him talk about Jared Goff, and I got my thoughts on those. What's up, KD? Not scared of Baker with the ability to crash the pocket. Peace and good, bro. What's up, Penn? What's going on with you, bro? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Okay, so let's get right into it, because I have a theory that y'all think, I want to know y'all opinion on, okay? What's up, Zoe? What's up, man? Says, yo, what's up? Are y'all getting that W Sunday? Yeah. But we got a lot of people that want your defensive end, man. Daniil Hunter. The question is, are y'all getting an interview? Are y'all getting a W on Sunday? That's what you need to be worried about, brother. It's crazy. All right, so I've been talking. We had a segment the other day about, I saw the script, right, about what happens with the NFL. That was in good fun. People are stupid. Like, people are truly stupid. Like, he saw the script, but then he gets, anyway. So I want to ask y'all a question. I have a prediction as to how things are going to go. The Lions are in a good spot. Basically, keep winning in the division. Right now, they're 1-0. They have the ability to sweep the division. They really do. We don't see Minnesota to the end of the year. We play them twice within 3 weeks. We play Chicago coming up on the 19th of November. And then we also play the Green Bay Packers the week after that. So we got 2 division games in a row. But right now, we got to go handle business at Tampa Bay. So I have an outlook about how things are going to go. I want you guys' opinion. So my thought is that the Lions right now going into week 6 are 4-1. They have a good chance to be the first seed. I mean, okay, you can't say they don't, because right now they have 1 loss. The Eagles have no losses. The Niners have no losses, but a loss is coming. So if the Lions have, y'all ready for this? The second easiest schedule right now in the NFL. That can change. Their strength of schedule is 31st. 31st right now. I mean, obviously they're not going to win every game, but they should win. They should be able to stack some wins. So here's how I think this thing is going to go. I think the San Francisco 49ers are going to get the first seed. I think the second seed is going to come between the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, we didn't talk about the Philadelphia Eagles schedule. They have a gauntlet coming up in the middle of the season where they play San Francisco. They play quite a few, tough opponents. They could drop 5 or 6. They really could. So I think that the Detroit Lions are going to have the second or third seed. So this is how I think it's going to go. San Francisco 1, Detroit or Philadelphia 2 and 3. Then I think the winner of the South, who cares? Nobody cares. They're going to get bounced out probably the first round. 5 is going to be Dallas. 6 is going to be Seattle. And I got a wild card, somebody that we are very familiar with, one Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams making the 7th seed. Here's how I think this go. I would love for us to be 2 and we play 7. We play Matthew Stafford, first home game, first playoff game in Detroit. We bounce them up out of here, right? So if we're 2, the Detroit Lions need to try to be the 2nd seed. They need to try to get the first, but worst case scenario be the 2nd, right? If they're the 2nd seed, then they will play the 3rd seed at home. And the San Francisco 49ers, which I predict to be 1, will play the 4th seed. Because here's how I have it happen. I have the 5th seed beating the 4th seed. I have seeds 1 and 2 win. 2 and 3 winning. That would send seed number 5 to face the San Francisco 49ers in Levi. then that means seed number 2 will host seed number 3 in the divisional round, which, by the way, CJ Gardner-Johnson said he wants to be back. So he's already saying we're winning a playoff game. Then he comes back for the divisional round. After that, in the divisional round, I see us either going to Philly or hosting Philly. It's going to be one of those. Can we stop the brotherly shove, the tush push? Can we beat them? But I see us, I see that's how it's playing out. That we are seeds number 2 or 3. We win our first playoff game, the one at home in the wild card. And then we host, if we're 2, we host number 3. And if we're 3, we go to number 2. That's what I see. What do y'all think? 7-game stretch for Philly is brutal. So that's what it was. That's what it was. So I knew it was something. I looked, they play Dallas. They play San Francisco. I had it pulled up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I still got it. All right, so let's check it out. Let me move this over here. Let me move my chat real quick, and I'll show you. We can look at it, and I'll show you the proof as why I think the Philadelphia Eagles, they got time to falter. Because they've been squeaking by for the last couple of weeks. They barely beat Washington in OT. I mean, they're having a tough time. They are having a tough time. But if I move this over here, this is the stretch of games that I'm talking about. Now, obviously, we got to win our games. We got to do that. There's no doubt about it. Okay? So they just beat the Rams. They play the Jets in MetLife. They should win this game. Now, here's where it gets good. Week 7, they play the Dolphins at home. Then they play the Commanders. They should win that game. They got Dallas at home. They have Kansas City on the road. They've got the Buffalo Bills at home, the Niners at home, then Dallas again on the road. And then they play Seattle on the road. And then their last 3 games are pretty much a cakewalk. So they could legitimately be maybe 11-6, 10-7. If they don't finish this thing. They have to finish their games, keep doing what they're doing, but they're squeaking by games. They're not blowing anybody out. Okay, I can't move this thing over. Here we go. So that's my thought. I think that the Detroit Lions are going to be the 2nd or 3rd seed. They have a shot at the 1st seed. Not sure they're going to be able to pull that off with the way San Francisco is playing, but I think that the Detroit Lions have a pretty good chance to be seed 2 or 3. I would prefer a 2nd seed because that way we don't have to play the 49ers until the NFC title game. We would have to go to Levi, and that would be a task. But the Detroit Lions play great on the road. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Best way to stop the tush push is not to be in that situation. That's true. What about the Dolphins making the playoffs? Oh, they should make the playoffs. They're going to be a wild card, right? Because they're in Buffalo's division. But right now, they're going toe-to-toe with Buffalo. They're going toe-to-toe. What game does Swift gets hurt? That is terrible, but true. To be the number 1, Detroit would have to win 3 of these 4: Tampa Bay, Baltimore, at Dallas, Minnesota, and run the table with the remaining schedule. I mean, right now I don't really think we're going to have the chance. Well, we have the chance to be 1. I don't think we're going to be 1. I just think something is going to happen down the line. I don't know why teams don't stop the tush push by placing a linebacker to the Eduardo, it's how they do it. It's how the Eagles do it. I hate it. I wish they would ban it, but I mean, it works. There's nothing illegal about the play unless they start pulling Jalen. I just hate it. I hate everything about it. I hate that you can see it coming. 2nd seed does seem within reach. I think the Eagles will probably win at most. Hold on. I swear I sneeze more during this show than any other show. I'm sneezing all the time. And then you got the one that doesn't, it wants to come, but doesn't. Okay, there we go. I don't know who the Niners lose to. Well, Nick, we talked about Joey. What's up, bro? What's going on, man? We talked about it in Wednesday's show. It's a non-football move, in my opinion, and is overpowered, cheapens the game. Cameron, I agree with you. I agree. It's literally the line. You've got 2 yards to cover. You have to leave your feet while the QB can drive with his legs and find the hole. You're in the air. Well, somebody did it. I think it was Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay jumped and they actually stopped it. But I hate the play. I hate it. It's just boring. It's It is overpowered. It's like being maxed out, but it works. It works. It works. I hate it. You sneezing because you're allergic to wins. That's funny. The 49ers could reach 16 wins, maybe 17. The Eagles are the only one game I can see them losing. Okay, so we got the Niners being undefeated. I mean, technically they are. Outside of the the conference game, they haven't lost a game. That is crazy. That's crazy. And we're 12-3 in our last 15. And they are in their last couple regular season games. Because Brock Purdy was what? He was like some ridiculous stat. And then his only loss is the championship game. That's crazy. That's crazy. Rams beat the Niners. Don't sleep on them. Okay, Tank. I got my thoughts, okay, but I don't want to elaborate on them on this show. I got my thoughts of that whole stretch. Last time the Rams beat the Niners was when Matthew Stafford was on the way to the Super Bowl. Mr. Tart dropped a wide open interception. You know, I'm not going to talk about what I think happened during that whole stretch, but the Rams beat them when it mattered, but the Niners have owned them for the past couple of years. It would be a great storyline if we get two and play the Rams. Big J and C, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to keep it a buck. That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be a storyline in play for the Detroit Lions to go the distance. I really do. But I think, that we have a good chance to make it to the NFC title game. But if you haven't heard, Zonovan Knight, our running back that we brought in, he is out for the season. So he will not be a Detroit Lion or able to help us out for the remainder of the season. So what are the Detroit Lions going to do? That's a good question. Are we going to bring back one of our former running backs? Okay, so let's talk about this. I saw it on Twitter. Give me a second. All right, here we go. Oh no, that's bold. Wow, somebody went way too far for Halloween. That is crazy. Okay, let me pull up this. Well, what do y'all think about one of the Denver receivers? Do y'all want either one of them? And did you hear what Steve Smith said yesterday about Jerry Jeudy? Okay. All right. And I got my lights, man. It's a glare on my light over here. So I have to turn over here to see it. What? He was a second round pick? Oh my God. Okay. Nick says Sutton. Ryan says no. What is this? Reed says 15-0. Unfortunately, we will host the Seattle Seahawks with DK Metcalf. We must sign a QB. I mean, a CB. I ain't scared of them. Jerry had more receiving yards in pregame than in the game. Jack Judy, that's funny, bro. Only player I like from Denver is Surtain. I'm good. I don't want either of them. Yeah, I'm good on either one. I don't want a lateral difference maker wide receiver. Otherwise, I'd be more worried about defense. Other teams only convert the tush push at 83. Yes, the Eagles are up there. They're up there. Can you play Sutton on your team down the road? If not, you recoup your capital. I don't want him. I'm not scared of the Seahawks. We should have won that game. Yeah, I'm not scared of them either. Okay, so wait a minute. Is this confirmed? Well, we kind of knew one. Is it confirmed that Brian Branch and Gibbs? Well, we knew Brian wasn't going to play. Is it confirmed that Gibbs is out? I thought that dropped at 4. Yes, it definitely was a shoulder injury, Steve. I don't know why I can't talk today. All right, so let's do this because I saw this today. Okay. All right. Now the Gibbs bus talk is going to start. Okay. Hold on. Let me do this. Because I need to pull up this. Okay. All right. The Detroit Lions, I feel like they need a wide receiver. And I've been talking about this for a long time. We need an extra wide receiver right now we are a injury away, in my opinion, from being hit. Now, Sam Laporta has a calf injury. He may or may not play. He's probably trending playing, but we have Josh Reynolds. Again, I'm going to say the name Josh Reynolds because people feel like I don't give him any love. And I've said over and over and over that Josh Reynolds will be re-signed next year. I've said that. I don't know if I said that, that means he's playing very well. That's all I'm saying. Right now, he's playing like a number 2. We saw an interview with Tim Twentyman that he can play all the positions, X, Y, slot, whatever you want to do, he can do it. And he's got that long speed. He called himself J Smooth, right? He just runs smooth, deceptively fast, okay? But if you look for plays to stretch the field, he is more of a yards after catch guy. Josh Reynolds is not a 50-50 ball guy. He's not that dude, but he is a dude nonetheless. And he's been a strong part of our team. So I think that we're still going to trade for a wide receiver. And if we don't, okay, then that means we don't. But according to NFL rumors, says the Raiders, Lions, Vikings, Browns are among the teams that are interested in somebody that I do not want. I do not want him in any shape, form, or fashion, and that is Mecole Hardman from the New York Jets. He was a Kansas City Chief. I personally don't think he did anything as far as receiving the ball to help the Chiefs' offense. He was a gadget guy. He was a special teamer. He is not, to me, somebody that's going to come in and make a difference. If you said, hey, if you trade for Mecole Hardman, then you're going to go to the Super Bowl. I would call you a liar because I just don't think he does anything to move the needle. And I am a move the needle type of guy. That's where I'm at right now. Somebody that's going to move the needle. Brad Holmes is saying always get better. They're always looking to get better. Here is what Mecole Hardman has right now, okay? In his 20, I don't know if he's been hurt. I don't know. Let's see how many games that he played in the regular season. The 2023 regular season, hold on, because I have to make sure that I bring this in. He was a second round pick in 2019. Same draft that DK Metcalf came out. Deebo Samuel came out. Same draft, second round. So he was taken a little bit after Deebo Samuel, maybe. You know what he has this season? He's played in 4 games. He has 1 reception for a whopping 6 yards. With Kansas City in 2022, he played 8 games. He had 25 receptions. He had 297 yards, 4 touchdowns. The year before that, he had 693 yards. He had 560 yards, 530. I don't want a 500-yard guy. That's DJ Chark. We had that last year. If you're going to bring in, why not get a Mike Evans? Why not get somebody that's going to move the needle? So I really, really hope that Brad Holmes does not bring in Mecole Hardman to be part of this team. I'm just sorry. I am not a fan of him. I'm not at all. And I don't think he does anything for our team. Wynn says, no, that's how I feel at all. Yeah, that's a wasted trade. Mecole Hardman is the type of guy you bring in to prove a deal for the offseason, not somebody you trade for. Chiefs receivers are always some no names. Right. So, Grid, who do you think should be responsible for Mike Evans? It's going to be Cam. It's got to be Cam. They just want to pair everyone with the Detroit Lions, says Rick. Y'all pass on Hardman. Okay, let me ask you a question. You have to choose between Jerry Jeudy and Mecole Hardman. Which one are you picking? You picking Jeudy or you picking Mecole? Lone Spoon says we don't need him. You think Lions organization? If they're part of the team, Tank. If they're part of the team. Robin says somebody else. Okay, Eduardo says neither. Eduardo, that's not the question, bro. You making questions up. That wasn't an answer. That wasn't part of the answer. If you watching this video, who do you want? Would you take? You had to pick one, Jerry Jeudy or Mecole Hardman. Who would you take? Let me know in the comments below. I want nothing to do with Mecole Hardman. Did you see the Barry Sanders statue? Patty, I did. And I must admit, it is much better looking in person. It's phenomenal the way they had that thing up there. I mean, it's like his ankle goes up like this. And then there's just all Barry. Barry, it's like his ankle is one spot, and then Barry is all over here. It's amazing. It looks way better in person than it did on TV. Jeudy is younger. Yes, Mecole is 25 years old. He was born in 1998. Judy, but that's the lesser of the two evils. Yeah, that's why I made it hard for you. That's why I made it hard. Nobody looking good on the Broncos. That's facts. Between the two, Judy. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay. Now, there's another free agent that became available. And this guy was, and he was a free agent for a long time. So I'm on Twitter, and he plays for a team that is that is literally on fire. Everybody on their team is on fire. They're having a fire sale coming up. We're even hearing talks of maybe moving on from Russell Wilson. Obviously, the Denver Broncos, probably worst top 3 teams in the league. You got the Carolina Panthers, and then after that, you got the Chicago Bears, and then everyone else. But in there is the Denver Broncos. Right now, I want to say they have the third pick, somewhere top 5 for sure. And they're having a fire sale. I saw something today. Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. But the guy that was released today was Frank Clark. Now, I made a video about Frank Clark on my other channel, and it was abysmal because nobody wants anything to do with him, right? So I'm just thinking, well, he's a free agent. We need a pass rusher. So I made a video about him, but I also expressed that I don't think Brad Holmes is going to look his way. He's got a history. Brad Holmes seems to not go that way. And so far for the Denver Broncos this season, he's done nothing. So I don't think Frank Clark is going to be an answer in any way for the Detroit Lions. I think they're going to go in a different direction, if you ask me. Where did you hear? Okay. Joy, you made me, bro, the literal trash can made me laugh. Wow. Okay, so kind of some big news, but it really doesn't involve us. Coming from Adam Schefter 3 minutes ago, Eagles defensive tackle Jalen Carter sprained his ankle during practice this week, and his status for Sunday versus the Jets is in question per source. Nick Sirianni also said the team could be without Darius Slay, who has a knee injury, if he does have to miss this week. Well, we were just talking about the downfall of the Philadelphia Eagles, and it looks like it's starting right now. Frank Clark is trash. Laporta isn't out. Yes, Laporta is not out. We don't get that information until 4:00 today. And then they can be downgraded or upgraded between now and I guess 90 minutes prior to kickoff. Okay. So that information does not come out, but it should come out. The Lions been pretty steady with it. So look for it. If you don't follow them on Twitter, follow them on Twitter. It usually comes out right at 4, between 4 and 4:05. They'll post it. Khalif needs more playing time. He does. Okay, let's talk about this. Do you think that wide receiver Jameson Williams will have a breakout game this week? I've been hearing a lot of people on Twitter say that he'll have a breakout game. You know what I'll say? I'll say yes. Why not? Jameson Williams has a breakout game. He was featured in 30 snaps of the 60 last week. Maybe we up it to 40. I don't know. Maybe this is the game we've been waiting for. Maybe he has a breakout game. What do you guys think? Joey says yes. Wynn says yes. KD says possibly. Absolutely. Yes, I hope he does. JMO will not break out this week. He's being worked into the offense, and the game matters too much. Well, Cameron, wouldn't you think that he... Okay, so what for you would have a breakout? To me, a breakout week would be, at this point, anything over 1 catch. Am I wrong? I mean, am I wrong? I'm not trying to be mean, but am I wrong? If Jameson Williams has 2 catches, it's kind of a breakout. So let's say Jameson Williams gets 5 carries for 65 yards and a touchdown. Is that a breakout game? I got him started. Nick says probably not. Okay, so let me ask you a question. When do you think our breakout game is going to come for Jameson Williams? When do you think? Let's take a look at the Detroit Lions schedule, and let's find out, when do you think Jameson Williams could have a breakout game? Because it's happening, right? We know it's happening. We know he's going to pop one eventually. So when could that be? If it's not this week, then when will it be? Rick says J-Mo will break out on Monday Night Football versus the Raiders. I could see that. They're 5-0. Raiders or Chargers games. Says you could D anything more than 1. I'm cold. Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, but technically that's not a breakout. A breakout would have to be like something more, a little bit more, not just 1 catch. So let's say a breakout game is Give me a stat. Give me a stat. And when you watch this back on playback in the comment section, give me a stat in the comments. What to you is a breakout game? All right, so here is the Detroit Lions remaining schedule. If it's not going to be this game, when could you see Jameson Williams having a breakout game? We play, I think Carolina would have been perfect. We play Tampa Bay. We've got Baltimore the week after that. We've got the Vegas Raiders. Now it seems like the Raiders are what everybody's going to say. Bye week, we got Los Angeles, Chicago, Green Bay, New Orleans, Chicago, Denver, Minnesota, Dallas, Minnesota. I'm going to say 3 opportunities. Every game is an opportunity for Jameson Williams to have a breakout game. But if it doesn't happen this week, I'm going to say, okay, it happens at home against the Raiders or on the road against the Chicago Bears. I think he comes alive. He comes alive. KD says 5 catches, 80 yards, 1 TD. Evan says 5 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. So that's where we're at. 8 for 100, 1 TD. 5 catches, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. 10 targets, 7 catches, 90-plus yards with 2 tutties. A breakout game to me is at least, okay, all right. So if Jameson Williams gets 4 touches, 4 catches, he gets 75 yards and a touchdown, is that a breakout game? 4 catches, 75 yards, touchdown. Is that a breakout game? Nick says 4 catches, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 catches, 8 yards. Okay. Seems like they're protecting him from the game itself. Should be his speed to draw this weekend. A breakout game is at least 50 play in game he need. Okay, try that one more time. Does a 100-yard game versus the Bears count? Yeah, for Jameson Williams, it absolutely does. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just spitting facts, y'all. And I'm not trying to be mean to the kid. I'm just saying that he needs more than 1 catch. So for me, I'm going to say a breakout game for me, for J-Mo, is he need at least 75 yards. 75 yards. But for Jameson Williams, that's like lightweight. Y'all remember Ronnie Coleman used to be like, lightweight, baby. That's lightweight. Like, this dude could get 75 yards on 1 catch, right? So I see what y'all mean about 100 yards, 150. I think that's reasonable, especially once he gets going. So I don't know. 75 might be a little light. 2 catches, 10 yards. 7 catches, 150 yards, and a run for 70. Okay, now y'all doing some video game stuff now. Solo says, I just want to see them throw a deep pass to J-Mo. They keep throwing these short bubble passes. Let's see all the speed and the speed we keep hearing about. I mean, maybe he just needs to build up to that. Maybe he doesn't have the speed with the timing down. You know what I'm saying? Like actual route running. I don't know. But let me know what you think a breakout game for Jameson Williams would be. Number of catches matters too, in my opinion. Yeah, because you're right. If he has 1 catch for 75 yards, that's not a breakout game. I agree. Y'all are being stupid now. Y'all being stupid, bro. Stickum. We talking about Stickum. Khalif can be more dynamic than J-Mo. Right now he is. That's true. I'm telling you, man, don't mention Jameson Williams on Twitter. Jameson Williams, something negative, don't you start. Don't you talk about it. Because they will have a natural fit, man. Natural fit. All right, so since it is Friday's show, we got about 20 minutes left. Y'all got any questions or anything like that? Maybe we'll do a question and answer. Lions questions, anything like that, then we can stick them out. Or put them in the chat, and then I'll go from there. You guys run the show, as they say. Let me do this. Okay. J-Mo is a gadget wide receiver. What's up, Sergey? What's going on? Jameson Ebron, that's out cold. That's out cold. Those are the film breakdown of the 4th and 4 play where they went to D-Mon. J-Mo was wide open down the field, breaking left. Maybe Goff wasn't even looking for him because he can't trust him. I don't know. J-Mo is always a deep threat. He isn't a bubble screen guy or a great route runner. How do I feel about the pass rush? Trigger man, you might know, you look kind of new, bro, in here. How do I feel about the pass rush? I feel like the Detroit Lions lack it. I do. Let's go back. I know we got all excited over the 7 sacks, then we had 5 sacks. So let's go back and look at who we played, shall we? We played Desmond Ridder. I'm not trying to take anything away from the Detroit Lions defensive line. They were solid that day. Desmond Ridder holds the ball probably just as long or longer than Carson Wentz, right? I'm also worried to death that Hutchinson goes down. We don't have anybody. Now let's go to the Green Bay Packer game. Jordan Love is not that good. He's not that good. Geno Smith, pretty good quarterback, decent, right? Couldn't get to him, got to him one time. Defensive line didn't get to him at all. Plus, he's a little bit mobile. Patrick Mahomes, the GOAT of running around, right? Didn't get to him at all. Then we go to Bryce Young, who is a rookie who got sacked one time by a defensive line that just got 7 sacks 2 weeks earlier and 5 the week before that. So the quarterback and the offensive line and the Carolina Panthers don't even have that stout of an offensive line. So what I want to see is more pass rush. You remember more cowbell from Saturday Night Live? I want more pass rush. Me personally, I want somebody opposite Aiden Hutchinson. I want somebody to close it in. I want Broderick Martin to get in the game and eat up the middle. That's what I want to see. You drafted a guy in the 3rd round as a project. Let him get some time. So I feel like our defensive line needs help for sure. I think we got kind of. I'm not going to say that the sacks were deceptive. I mean, we got 12 sacks in 2 games. That's like a feat. That's an accomplishment. I'm not trying to take anything away, but I'm saying the quarterback, the offensive line that we were up against has something to do with that. And I just pure closing in the pocket, I don't really think that we have that with this pass rush. I really don't. I think a lot of that was Desmond Ridder. A lot of that was Jordan Love being absolutely terrible. Plus, you didn't have some guys on the offensive line for the Green Bay Packers either. But then you get an offensive. Remember, we heard Seattle's offensive line was banged up. We heard that the Carolina Panthers offensive line was banged up, and they got to Jared Goff more than we got to Bryce Young. So I would say that we definitely need a pass rush, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Does Burns do enough, though? So now we're talking about Brian Burns. I'm afraid Hutch knee is loose after that hit. I hope not. AG is trying some new things against Seattle. He said that himself. Well, that was a dumb decision, Grit. Hey, we just beat the Chiefs. Let's try something new. Haha. Why would we do that? I don't understand. Would you rather have Crosby or Young or Burns? That is a great question, Eric. Okay, I made a video about this the other day. And if I had to pick, I'm going to pick Chase Young. I'm going to pick Chase Young because Chase Young, to me, is a pure edge rusher. Brian Burns, you drop him back, you rush him. I would take Chase Young's size. Max Crosby is a pipe dream. That dude is not getting out of his contract. He's not being traded. So if I had to pick, I'm going to pick Chase Young out of the 3. We don't have Levi. We don't have Pascal. They're not running. Broderick Hutch is carrying and needs help. I'll be watching. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, my man. Is Pascal still out? He's not on IR, but his 21. I'm glad you brought that up. Pascal's 21-day window open today. What if we are sellers at the trade deadline? That would be a tragedy. We have no pass rush. We just played a crappy offensive team. Who do we play in the Super Bowl? I'm going to say the Kansas City Chiefs. Chase Young is definitely swaying me more, says Joey. Who out this week? We'll know that at 4. Is it possible to get Young then? It is possible. Pascal was at practice today, actually. Really? Yeah, but they got the 21 days until they can to decide whether they want to put him to the active roster or what they're going to do from there. So I think that we need a pass rush, but that's just my thoughts. All right, great question, man. Great question. Any other questions? Chase Young is the logical option. Can't wait for some moves. Another question for you, Blitz, is when the last time the Lions been undefeated on the road? Ooh, that's a great question. That is a great question. You know what? Let me do this while I wait for some questions. We got about 15 minutes. It was something I saw a week ago, and I meant to make a video about it, but then time passes. So then I will make it on this channel as soon as I find it. Go to my bookmarks. Bookmarks are lovely on Twitter. Absolutely lovely. Nick says Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter, you know my feelings on Danielle. James Houston, we need back. Yeah, he's not, I think he's eligible when did he get hurt? Seattle, right? He was placed on IR. So you've got 3 games after that. So I guess he's eligible after this game here, but will they do it? I'm not sure. We beat Kansas City in the Super Bowl. That'd be fantastic. We need to quit Baby and J-Mo, run some. Yeah, I agree. When was the last Monday night game at Ford Field? That's a good question. Maybe the one, again, people keep talking, maybe the one I went to. I went to the Justin Tucker field goal kick, walk-off. No, it wasn't a walk-off. We had like 30-some seconds to score. It was in 2013, in December 2013. Nick says Carl Lawson, Derek Barnett, Frank Clark, maybe. No, I just said why we wouldn't take Frank. We didn't sign him in free agency. We're not going to sign him now. Lion King, I'd be good to see that. Yeah, I would love that as well. How many snaps does J-Mo get? I'm going to say 40, 45. Or he plays the whole game. Not every snap. I say he gets 40 to 45 snaps. Opening week against the Jets. That's right, Evan. Thank you. That's right. Yeah, 2018 Monday Night Football against the Jets. That's right. What about Montez Sweat? I don't know his contract. I have no idea. Plus, so the reason that I'm bringing up these specific guys, why am I bringing up Chase Young, Brian Burns, Neil Hunter? It's because they're on expiring contracts. So the most likely to be traded at the trade deadline is somebody with an expiring contract or somebody that is going into the last year of their contract. So that's why I keep doing that. Where we at? Last year, Sue played well for the Eagles. Can't see Poole. We talked about this, man. Ndamukong Suh wants nothing to do with the city of Detroit. we got to let that go. And Ndamukong, I don't want him. But even if he did want to come back, he does not want to be here. He has done everything possible. Every year, every single year that he's available, we always come back to Ndamukong Suh. He doesn't want to come here. Sue is old and washed. We good. He's currently right now waiting for a team to call him that he knows can win. He already got the chip with what? The Bucks, right? He's been on the Dolphins, the Rams, the Bucks, and the Eagles, and Detroit. He's been on 5 teams already. Do you trust Brock Wright of Sam Laporta? I would. Yeah, I do. We don't really have a choice though, because after him, James Mitchell is not playing. So we have to. We don't have a choice. Plus, he stepped up for us big time last year. He's waiting until week 13. That sounds like Sue. Sue best last year's was when the Bucks had him. Okay, so can we get Patrick Surtain? That's a good question. All right, so can the Detroit Lions get Patrick Surtain? I'm going to say yes and no. Why would I say yes? Because it really depends on what Denver wants to do. And obviously, do we want to give up that type of trade capital for a cornerback when we had a chance to draft one in the NFL draft? A good one, I might add. Had several. Now, a lot of y'all think we wanted Devin Witherspoon. I don't believe that, but you can make a case for it. So could we trade for him? Yeah. Now I say we wouldn't trade for him, or we couldn't trade for him because Denver Broncos are literally having a fire sale very soon now. They're talking about trading Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. We're talking about whoever they can ship off. They're trying to do that. Russell Wilson may be next, even though they technically can't get out of that thing until for another 3 or 4 years. But they might just take the hit, get rid of him, and move on. Surtain is going to be part of the future. He's young. He's good. He's one of the bright spots on that team. And if the Denver Broncos want to part ways with him, they're going to ask for 2 firsts. Easy. Jalen Ramsey went for at least 2 firsts in his prime. They're going to ask for 2 firsts. The question that you need to ask is, are you willing to give up 2 first-round picks for Patrick Surtain? I'm going to say no. Joey says probably no, but that's the guy I trade for. Really? That's crazy. Surtain is maybe the best CB in the league. Of course we need him. Nick says yes. Denver is tanking for... Okay, so Nick says forget them picks. Stop it, bro. All right, so let's do this. Because we haven't had a poll all show. We'll try to do at least one Okay, so trade 2 first for Patrick Surtain. I don't know why is it Tain, but it's pronounced Tan. Okay. And we'll do what I think I spelled that right, but who cares? We'll look at it soon. Lone says, not for 2 firsts. I can do 1 first. Oh my God, we don't need Surtain. Y'all delusional. Maybe there's a way we could sweeten the deal and only give up 1 first round pick. Okay. Are we so we're really having this conversation? Y'all really would trade for Patrick? All the other needs on our team on offense and defense, and y'all want to trade 1 to 2 first round picks for a cornerback, even if he is the best. I definitely would not be mad if Brad brought him in. Y'all are real. This is real. I believe the Lions are going on in a key piece to take us to the Super Bowl. If not, gone Ben Johnson. Okay. All right. Trigger. Is that guy Patrick still on the rookie deal? Is there anyone better out there for 2 picks? Our first round picks are not as valuable as they were if we were at the top. Motown, that is very true. And I think that's going to make it harder for us to get somebody like Patrick if we wanted to make that move, because we're going to have late. Right now, they got us picking 28th. You bored of the first round by the 28th. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to see who's still on the board after, you get some shocks and stuff. Do a poll on who's better. This dude and Sutton makes us lock down. Okay. So we have 74% say no. And the question was, trade 2 firsts for Pat Surtain. We already got 2 first round picks. They barely play. I can't argue with that. We don't need nobody but Chase. Okay. He wouldn't be my first choice, but I'd be a fool to be upset about it. Lions are not trading their first round picks. Okay. I will say this. I think that we are getting to the point of trading first round picks. It really depends on how far Brad and Dan think we are. Close to it. When you become a good team, as somebody said in the chat earlier, those picks are less valuable and you might not need them as much. Eventually you got to start, and a really, really good team, they keep a balance of trading for players, picking up players in free agency, a fine number of first round picks, but then you have a Deebo Samuel in the second round, a DK Metcalf in the second round, Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th round. You've got guys. Max Crosby was taken in the 4th round, right? And he's one of the highest paid defensive ends in the league, just signed a monster contract. So I think first round picks are a bit overrated. And when you become closer to a good team, you can part with them a little more. Now, I'm not giving up 2 firsts for a cornerback. I'm not giving 2 firsts for anybody. That right now, I'm not there. I would probably give 1 for the right player, maybe 1 a player, 1 and a later round pick, but I'm not giving up 2 firsts for anybody. I wouldn't even give 2 firsts up for Jalen Ramsey in his prime. So that's just me. But if you think that we should do that, then let me know your thoughts below. Okay, Mr. Poole, let me see what that is. All right, so we got just a couple minutes for a few more questions. Coming from Jeremy Reisman says, Sam Laporta says he feels like the calf flared up after Wednesday's practice, says he feels much better today. When asked if he's playing this weekend, he said that's the plan. Ain't that a shame that our rookie is so good and that after 5 games, we're like sick that he won't play? Cue ball, stop it, bro. Stop. All right, so let's do this. This will be our last segment of the day. Brad Holmes was on The Insiders on Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever day it last aired. I know it's on today, but it aired before. And he said that Jared Goff was not a bridge quarterback. And I'm wondering if that was kind of a shot at Stephen A. Smith. I could just be making that up. I don't care. I don't know. But I also don't care. But was that a shot? But he said that Jared Goff was not a bridge quarterback, and it was lazy narrative. It was just lazy. We've been saying that for a while. And Nick brought up on Wednesday's show about I think it was Wednesday, could have been yesterday, about a future contract with Goff. Now, I believe that Jared Goff will be here longer than Hendon Hooker could be. I truly believe that. You can ship off Hendon. I know you're going to be like, yeah, you're crazy. I believe that. It's a lot easier to get worse at quarterback than it is to get better. He also said, being Brad Holmes, that he did not have anything to work with year one. Jared Goff looked like he didn't have nothing to work with. So my question to you is, what do you think Jared Goff should get in a contract extension? So I think he's going to be okay. So hold on. See, he messed me up. Okay, first of all, Q Ball, how long have you been here, bro? How long have you been here? See, I hate when people, how long have you been part of this show? Have you been here before? Okay. So that was okay. So you got kind of baited there. All right. So listen, thank you, Mr. Poole. I appreciate you, man. We don't need none of that stuff. All right. We don't need none of that stuff up in here. If somebody going to go off on somebody, it's going to be me. Okay. And I'm going to do it with love. All right. We don't need all that stuff in the comment section. I try to stay out of that. Y'all messed up my segment. I'm feeling some type of way. No, but listen, our team is winning. Our team is winning. There's really nothing to fight about. There's nothing to fight about. We have difference of opinions. That's all that matters. Listen, I've been on this platform long enough. Everybody wants to be right. Everybody wants their voice to be heard louder than the other person. This is who I am. I'm aggressive. I love my team. I go back and forth with people, but we part of the same family. We want the same thing. So we gotta learn to be better people. And whenever I do this is part of my shtick, man. This is how I am, right? It's part of me being an entertainer. I'm kind of like this in real life, but I'm not. Sometimes I overdo it for the internet, okay? But what I'm saying is, let's relax. We on the same team. There's no need to argue about Jameson Williams and all this other stuff, man. We got a winning team. We got a winning product. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy it. So Q Ball, I didn't know you were kind of baited, bro. Let's move past that. All right. I hope Goff takes a somewhat team-friendly deal. He's already been paid, so great. Okay, so what is a team-friendly deal for Jared Goff? What is a team-friendly deal for Jared Goff? Because he's already going to be here. We already know that. He's not a bridge quarterback. Your general manager said it. What is a team-friendly deal for Jared Goff? Nick had brought up a good point. $215 million, 5 years, comes out to $43 million a year. Do you think that is a team-friendly deal? And why should Jared Goff take a team-friendly deal? Jared Goff, I guarantee you, will be in high demand. Washington will take him. There's at least 5 teams in the National Football League that would take Jared Goff. As a matter of fact, let's not guess. Let's find out. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? Let's find out, shall we? It's a lot of teams that would take him over, that I think, that would take him over their current QB. One off the top, we about to play him this week, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They'll take him. They are dying for a quarterback. Baker Mayfield is on a prove-it deal, and right now he's doing okay. He's doing okay. But they would take Jared Goff. $45 million a year is what to expect. I think 5 years, $45 million sounds good. New England would as well. What's up, Cody? First time here. Thank you, sir. I hope you come back, my friend. And let me say, and let me see. Like Chris Brown used to say. NFL, we need to go to standings and let's see these teams. I don't like talking sports money. Makes me feel bad for what I make a year. And don't feel bad. Josh says 45 is the word on the street. $5 million for 5 years. Okay. Eric is being ridiculous. Goff would be wise not to go lower than 3 years to be able to re-up in prime time. Okay. AJ, I hear you, bro. What if he wants to be in Detroit, though? Have we ever figured that Detroit is where he wants to be? Maybe the Rams is where he got drafted, but Detroit is where he wants to be. Okay. Teams that I think would take Jared Goff over their current quarterback. You can tell me if you agree or disagree with me in the comment section. The New England Patriots over their current quarterback. I said current quarterback, okay? The New York Jets, absolutely. The New York Giants, yeah. The Washington Commanders, absolutely. I think the Dallas Cowboys will take him in a second. Dak is not him. Chicago Bears, they should. Green Bay Packers, really? Probably. Minnesota Vikings, yeah. Y'all know how I feel about Lamar Jackson, so I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna stay out of that one. Cincinnati, they got their guy. Cleveland Browns, perhaps. Pittsburgh Steelers, I mean, perhaps. The Houston Texans, they got their guy. The Colts, they got their guy. The Falcons, yes. Carolina Panthers, they got their guy. Saints, perhaps. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, yes. Jacksonville Jaguars, they got their guy. Tennessee Titans, absolutely. Absolutely. Denver Broncos, you think? Arizona Cardinals, yeah. Matthew Stafford, maybe the Rams take him back. I don't know. Niners, they got their guy. Raiders, yes. Kansas City Chiefs got their guy. Los Angeles Chargers got their guy. Seattle Seahawks, I think they take him. That's over probably half the league right there. That would take Jared Goff. So Jared Goff will be extended. Could come as early as the bye week. Not sure, but I'm looking forward in the offseason. But don't be surprised if it dropped during the bye week. And I think he stays. Cleveland, no. Giants, yes. I don't think Ben leaving. He don't look like a vocal guy. Maybe he don't want head coaching responsibilities. That's true as well. Goff passed 30 games. He's 50 TDs and 12 interceptions with 7,000 yards. So I think he wants to be here. Now it's a matter of, do you, the fan, want Jared Goff here? This guy had to work almost 3 years to gain any respect from the majority of the Lions fan base. And I think it's time that we give him his deserved respect. I knew it from day one, just like Josh Reynolds after him, that this guy deserves respect. I think Jared Goff is going to be around for a long time. Side note, Washington has called. Okay, so Mr. Poole says, side note, Washington has called about Goff 2 years in a row now. To me, Mr. Poole, that is the number one team that would beat down the door to take Jared Goff. They've got guys. They've got receivers. You've got Samuel. You've got McLaurin, right? You've got guys. You've got a decent secondary. You got a stellar pass rush. I think the Commanders may be in a different spot if they had Jared Goff. I'm just saying, to me, that's the number one place that I would have Jared Goff going. Goff already wins bigger to me than any Stafford wins in his tenure, with just my opinion. Watson is paid now. He not playing. Goff should retire in Detroit. Man, Washington is a contender if they had a QB. People hate Goff because he ain't flashy. You know what he's starting to get, though? He's starting to get that moxie. You heard, who was it? It was an interview I was watching. Josh Reynolds. He was talking to Tim Twentyman, and he was talking about the moxie that Jared Goff is starting to have, and that's a big deal. And you can see it in this play. Last game, no interceptions, cleaned it up. He has to be better, and he will be. And I think that he gets us something we haven't had in 30 years, a playoff win. It won't just be him, though. It'll be the team. Something we didn't do completely for Stafford, and that's our fault. But Jared Goff is our quarterback now. Okay, now I don't believe in superstition. I'm not a jinx guy. I've never been. Okay, so two things, and then we'll get off. Yep, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Yes, okay, so Mr. Poole, I saw the CJGJ for the divisional round. I did see that. I didn't see the other one that you just mentioned. And according to Mike Payton with A to Z Sports, says the Buccaneers, this is dumb to me. The Buccaneers will wear their creamsicle jerseys against the Lions for the first time since 1996. We was in the NFC Central, and I hated them things. The last time they wore them against the Lions at home, the Lions beat them 27-0. I hate them things. And you know what's funny is I don't like the popsicle. I hate it. I never have liked the orange creamsicle. I also despise candy corn, but that's just that might be too much information. But anyway, listen, we will be on Golf Rides Out of His Prime. Okay, Ronan is autocorrect. It's Ryan Fitzpatrick. It was reported that Aaron Rodgers was up walking around without a boot on. Really? That's crazy. Yeah, I hate them things, man. They literally put the taste of the creamsicle in my mouth, and it's disgusting to me. That orange and cream is nasty. Anyway, we got to end the show, man. Listen, we out of time. We will be doing a live stream watch party on Sunday on Lions Syndicate, so make sure you check that out if you're not able to watch the game or you want to come hang out. Next week, we'll be at the Uno's Pizzeria. You guys have a great weekend. I'll see you Sunday. Go Lions.
Hello, good morning. Horns is blowing, and I'm pissing off. off the neighbor.
Hey, appreciate the dono, Braylon. Says, I don't want Goff to retire in Detroit. That's how I feel about Goff. Oh, I want Goff to retire in Detroit. That's how I feel about Goff. Become a Lion permanently. You know what? B, I would love that, bro. I absolutely would love that. But I'll see you on Sunday, man.
So next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets. Cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the day, you don't know about the streets. Cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time, when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.